karate. It means empty hands, an unarmed form of combat that is 400 years old. Karate is more than a sport. It is a demanding art form, a tempering of both body and mind in ways that refine character and enlarge the spirit. Each year in Denver, Colorado, a tournament is held for serious karate fighters in all styles. They come from across the country and around the world. The tournament was designed by a former champion to provide an authentic test of fighting skills. No pads, no gloves, full contact. The name of this tournament is the Sabaki Challenge, and what you are about to see is a study in fighting spirit.
Got to give the guys credit, you know, to get in there and compete like that.
A couple friends of mine seen them last year, and they said they're real good.
We'll go for each division, then we'll go to the next bracket, the second weight, or the second bracket for each weight, and so on until we get to the championship fight for each bracket.
Four fighters, single elimination. Only 3 men will end up winners, 1 in each weight division. In the first 3-minute round of fighting, they will have to score and score quickly. Here's how the points are won. A blow forcing the opponent to turn away is worth 1/6 point. A sweeping takedown is 1/6 point. A blow that doubles over the opponent is 1/6 point. A takedown followed by a controlled punch is worth 1/2 point. Doubling over the opponent so his hand touches the floor is 1/2 point. A knockout is scored 1 full point and an automatic victory. In the first round of lightweight competition, Rick Anderson of Torrance, California faced Nobuhiko Kishi of Denver. Kishi in white, an Enshin stylist, scored early, taking Anderson down with a half-point sweep and controlled punch. Let's go to Michael Clark and Randy Randall for the live call.
Kick to the head of Anderson. Anderson goes back to the legs with a kick. Groin kick by Anderson, but Kishi takes it. Kishi doubles up with the left round kick to the face of Anderson. Anderson lifts that leg nicely, slap block, smothered by Kishi. Kishi, sweep, the right leg behind the 2 left legs of Anderson, sends him down. It'll be at least of a 1/6 of a point.
All 4 judges scoring a 1/2 point.
They claim that they called the controlled punch, that followed technique was quick enough to give a 1/2 point. Almost a sweep with the right leg. Left round kick to the head. They'll break him again. Don Doubleday, our referee.
Kishi continued to press the attack with roundhouse kicks from Anderson's blind side. And then, late in the round, Kishi put Anderson down for good with a strong punch and kick combination.
Right hand to the solar plexus by Kishi, against Kishi. Kishi grimacing at the power of that blow. That was Anderson's best technique. He trails by 1/2 point here. He's got to hurry to get back in this one. Left front kick by Anderson, smothered that time by Kishi, but the right to the body again punishing Kishi. Kishi and Anderson go down. Anderson grabbing that front leg nicely.
A couple judges saying no point, and the referee as well.
Kishi left to the solar plexus. Sweep, Anderson down, controlled punch. Referee says no, not a clean sweep, Randy.
No, he needs to have a little better technique, getting him down immediately and following it up with that controlled punch for points.
Oh! Left round kick to the head.
Kishi's left punch landed hard. It stunned Anderson and set up the winning roundhouse kick. At age 42, Clifton Diggs of Denver was the oldest fighter in the tournament. In the second lightweight match, Diggs faced Ehsan Hajibian of Salt Lake. Last year, Hajibian lost a close decision to Sabaki lightweight champion Brett Laser.
Hajibian was very quick last year. This year he's a little more controlled. Nice quick front legs again and again. Had good speed against the older Clifton Diggs. Hands to the body are good. Hajibian grabbing with two hands, trying to affect the throw. Diggs has pretty good balance.
Very good balance, especially when he gets his leg up. Diggs has impressed me so far. He's better with his hands than his legs.
Both men staring at each other. Cobra and the mongoose. Diggs coming with the feet first this time. Attempted a sweep on the front leg, grabs the leg, almost swept the back leg. Diggs very close to a perfect technique.
Hajibian again, one leg up in the air, back leg is being swept, and almost like a cat, back on his feet without a point being scored.
Diggs is getting back into this fight, and he's doing the better. His techniques are a little bit crisper right now. That's the closest thing we've had to a point scored. That sweep. Diggs very quick, in and out, in and out.
On the basis of his near sweep and aggressive style, Clifton Diggs was awarded the fight on a close decision. In the middleweight division, Mike Marsack of Colorado Springs faced Drew Cotton of Delta, Colorado. Marsack and White would attack Cotton relentlessly with punches and low kicks. Cotton answered by throwing Marsack several times, but Marsack refused to let up.
Marsack in the red sash and the white gi. And Cotton with a high kick to the head right away. Cotton grabbing the face of Marsack, and Marsack got a little mad. So one penalty, 3 penalties, he's disqualified.
He got away with it the first time, but the referee caught him the second time. Immediately goes for the penalty.
Judo throw.
Very amazing how he got Mike Marsack up on his back like that. No points, however.
Referee had already called no contact with the holding. A throw and a controlled punch technique.
In order to score on a sweep or throwing technique, Sabaki rules require a fighter to stay on his feet. If a fighter throws an opponent and his own knee then touches the mat, he receives no points. Though both Marsack and Cotton were able to throw one another, neither fighter was able to score with a clean technique. By the end of the 3-minute round, the match was scoreless. It had been a tough, punishing bout for both fighters. But the judges awarded the fight to Marsack for having a slight edge on aggressiveness and technique. In his first round match, Dan Fisher, a middleweight engine stylist from Denver, faced kickboxer John Kronk.
Kronk, the kickboxer, in the fatigues, in the camouflage gi against Enshin stylist Dan Fisher. Oh, left round kick up to the head, nails Kronk immediately. Punching inside, it's Fisher, and a right hand up to the jaw, actually on the cheek of Kronk by Fisher. Will that be a penalty?
I'm not sure the ref or the judges saw it. Yes. The referee saw the hand contact to the face. However, Fisher clearly dominant early in the round.
Taking the round kicks, now a jump back kick, and Kronk with a quick right front kick driven back off the mat. But Kronk scoring nicely with some jump kicks now. Fisher gets the leg in trouble. Kronk backing up again, all but falling off the mat. His retreating style is not going to get him any points. He can't affect a sweep that way. Jump spin kick to the body. Very common techniques in kickboxing, especially that leg up, holding his opponent off, but frankly makes you vulnerable to a sweep or a takedown here in Sabaki.
Techniques that work in kickboxing don't necessarily work in a Sabaki tournament.
Nice left round kick to the head of Fisher. First good scoring blow, and now a right and another right to the body by Kronk. And the back kicks by Kronk are scoring, but he gets his leg in trouble. Oh! Kronk, who is in trouble of the sweep, nearly spins out of it.
Fisher scored 1/6 point on a sweep. The controlled punch came too late. With 1/6 point and 1 penalty on a face punch, Fischer had a narrow lead, but he would have to be careful. One more face punch and Fischer would be disqualified. But then Kronk landed a face punch of his own. Fischer came back and continued to press the attack. He repeatedly drove Kronk to the edge of the mat. Kronk looked for openings and tried to counter strongly. Trailing on points and running out of time, Kronk hurried his attack and landed a second face punch. He was disqualified. Dan Fischer would advance to the semifinal round. The heavyweights opened with a bang as Steve Pyle of Shinjuku in Missoula, Montana, faced Canadian fighter Norm Rivard. Although Pyle in the red sash held a 15-pound advantage, Rivard refused to back down.
A little rock and roll here mixed with Sabaki Challenge 1989. The knee of Pyle up into Rivard, and Rivard better watch out with those uppercuts. He'll be disqualified.
Doing the same technique an earlier fighter, going in, bending over, and trying to grab your opponent's legs.
Pyle punching the body hard, has his leg caught by Rivard. Now Rivard scoring to the body. Both men punishing the body. In a war of attrition, I've got to like Pyle.
Both men worked to the body, and both were determined to take whatever the other could muster. Early on, Rivard seemed to have the edge. He waded into Pyle with a barrage of punches and judo-style throws. Rivard even swept Pyle for a 1/6 point advantage.
Norm Rivard, an Isshin-Ryu stylist, second-degree black belt. He's got the black belt. Pyle with the red sash around his waist. Oh, knee kick as Rivard ducked in. You called it. Eventually, it had to happen. Pyle scoring. Rivard, Pyle just absorbing those shots. Oh! Pyle looked like he was doing a macho number, saying, I can take whatever you can throw. And he fell asleep at a 1/6 of a point.
I wouldn't call these two guys friends. They're really getting after it with quite a bit of intensity in their face.
Pyle trying to punch front leg, knee kick to the head. Rivard blinks his eyes at her. Pyle tries it again. He's trying to grab her two hands and pull the head down. It worked against Clarence Thatch in the semifinals last year before he was disqualified for punching to the face. Pyle has more control and he's digging these shoulders. Rivard goes down. Referee's called not for a blow.
The power of Pyle's low kicks are really taking their toll on Rivard. You can see both legs bending, wincing at the power of those low kicks.
Pyle making this a war of attrition, and he's got the muscles and the mental constitution to win that kind of a fight. That spin kick was sloppy.
With Rivard still holding his 1/6 point margin, Pyle stunned him with a roundhouse kick that forced him to turn away. Pyle was awarded a half point and the match. The fight took its toll on both men, and even though Pyle had won, he was forced to withdraw due to injury. The largest fighter in the Sabaki Challenge was a 235-pound ranch hand from the plains just east of Denver. His first round fight took just 2 seconds. Let's go to ringside for the call.
Patrick Smith in the black. Thomas Edwards in the white gi with the red sash. Patrick Smith's style is called robote. He says every single technique is power designed to take your man out. Every single technique. He's a big enough man to do it.
Certainly is. I'd be interested to see how robo technique works.
Smith with the robote comes right forward. Oh! Left leg, hook kick, drives his opponent Thomas Edwards off the mat. Edwards is down, maybe in a little bit of medical trouble. The doctors run right over. I don't think anybody caught him when he fell off. It was so quick.
Patrick Smith's show of awesome power was balanced by a display of technique and speed from Yukihiro Izawa. The Enshin fighter in white faced Bob McIlvaine, a kung fu martial artist from Pine, Colorado. McIlvaine's grappling style puzzled Izawa at first, but it also left McIlvaine open to repeated roundhouse kicks. At the end of the 3-minute round, no points were scored, but a unanimous judge's decision awarded the fight to Izawa. What does it take to face this kind of punishment? To stand up to a challenge this grueling? The ones who have been there will say it takes 3 things: training, technique, and spirit.
With karate, you don't really get a chance to really use it. This gives you a chance to go out and no holds barred. You get to actually try what you think you know and see how it works.
For almost all fighters, here is where the tournament is won or lost. Most have been training for the Sabaki Challenge for several months. Nobu Kishi has been preparing for the last year.
Started fighting this tournament 4 years ago, and I've never won, so I can't quit till I win.
When he's not training in the dojo, Nobu works as an hibachi chef in Boulder. He wants to make karate his life. For Nobu, both cooking and karate require rhythm, repetition, and perfection.
Must be karate connect to the hibachi. That was rhythm and, moving, step work. Yes, I just cook like I do karate and cut the shrimp instead of the opponent. This year, I was just trying to win to my opponent, beat him. But this year, I don't know, push yourself, win to yourself. So if you can win to yourself, it's no way to win to your opponent. So just yelling to myself, win yourself.
That training paid off for Nobu Kishi in a tough semifinal match against Ronald Lewisberg of Gyoru Kempo. In last year's Sabaki Challenge, Kishi broke his hand and had to withdraw after winning his first round fight. This year would be different.
Kishi quicker, getting his punches off faster than Lewisberg. Again, the left round kick up to the head of Lewisberg. Kishi starting to destabilize the league leg of Lewisberg, who digs the body with his own right hand.
Kishi certainly getting the better of that exchange. Much more the aggressor and scoring with those low kicks. Both fighters being warned for grabbing.
Kishi felt he was too aggressive last year. He'd be calmer, take a more mental approach, pick his shots, but it doesn't look like that here in the semifinals. He's very aggressive. Kishi jump spin kick had nothing on it. Oh, high kicks, don't score! And Kishi with the right leg behind Lewisberg's left leg drops him to the ground. They're ruling half a point for one judge, half a point for another judge.
1-6 point awarded by the referee.
Kishi moved repeatedly to Lewisberg's blind side and was able to sweep his opponent, once early on and then again at the end of the first round. In the Sabaki Challenge, the semifinal round of fighting consists of one 2-minute period and a 2-minute overtime if neither fighter has scored 1 point. At the beginning of the second round, Kishi continued his attack with punches and kicks that kept Lewisberg off balance.
Last year's lightweight champion is currently a U.S. Marine. And measuring each other in this 2-minute period. Lewisberg attacking straight in that time. Sweep the right leg of Kishi, wrapping around the right leg of Lewisberg. And Lewisberg limping badly now on that left leg.
Lewisberg, who trained in Japan, fought in last year's Sabaki Challenge, losing on a knockout in the semifinal round. This year, Lewisburg kept his hands high, but Kishi moved his attack around effectively. Kishi punished the body with punches, threatened with the high roundhouse kick, and then attacked the legs with kicks and sweeps. Putting together one combination after another, Kishi took a half point on a sweep and controlled punch. He finished off the second round with a final 1/6 point. Kishi's fighting was crisp and powerful. After 4 tries at the Sabaki lightweight title, Nobuhiko Kishi was now just 1 match away from the winner's trophy. In the other lightweight semifinal, Clifton Diggs faced former Irish national kickboxing champion Michael Doyle. Diggs was able to throw Doyle twice early on, but was unable to score with a clean technique. In round 2, Diggs stayed on the offensive while Doyle patiently counterpunched and waited for an opening. Diggs once again threw Doyle to the mat, but it wasn't a clean takedown, and again no points were awarded. Diggs continued to attack with a hard right hand until Doyle finally absorbed one of those punches and swept Diggs for a 1/6 point advantage. Doyle was able to protect his lead and won the semifinal match. In the middleweight semifinal, Dan Fisher's opponent withdrew due to injury. That left Enshin fighters Mike Marsak and Joe Adams battling for the final position opposite Fisher. Marsak in the red sash was the aggressor early on, punishing Adams with body punches and throwing techniques. Sabaki rules require that a fighter completing a throw or sweep must remain on his feet. Although both fighters brought each other down with sweeps and throws, neither was able to score. In the second round, the fighters began to tire. It was a punishing match with continuous attack and counterattack from both sides. In the second round, Adams had apparently taken the edge. The final decision was split, and referee Don Doubleday awarded the fight to Adams. For Shihan Ninomia, his Sабаки Challenge provides a chance for other fighters to develop themselves in the dojo and the arena.
When I fought All Japan tournament, I really felt myself very strong, physical and mentally. So I like to give a chance to other fighters. More open body and the kick.
When Shihan Ninomia won the All Japan tournament in 1978, he did it with a unique blend of power and technique. Ninomia developed a style of fighting based on circular movement to his opponent's blind side. At the Sабaki Challenge, Ninomia demonstrated the strategic principles of his Enshin style. Ninomia believes the authentic fighting conditions in the Sabaki Challenge underscore the importance of technique. The word Sabaki means turning an opponent's power to one's own advantage by moving out of the line of his attack and using his momentum against him.
This demonstration is to illustrate that a combination of speed and timing creates incredible power. Ladies and gentlemen, Shihan Yoko Nиномия.
After showing the precision of a double roundhouse kick, Ninomia broke 5 80-pound bars of ice with a knife-edge hand strike. In the semifinal heavyweight round, Yukihiro Izawa met 17-year-old Takeshi Osawa from Chicago. An Enshin stylist training out of Denver, Yukihiro spun Osawa with a flurry of kicks. Osawa tried to counter, but caught Yukihiro with a face punch. Yukihiro kept up his attack.
Osawa's coming hard at him. Ground kick and a stunning technique, but Yukihiro's not backing up, despite the leg punishment. Yukihiro grabbing the gi and turning his man and punching. Takeshi in the rib.
With a 20-pound weight advantage, the bullish Osawa tried to absorb Yukihiro's attack. What he couldn't absorb, he tried to laugh off.
You'll notice that a lot of times the judges stop the match for grabbing. One-hand grabbing is allowed while performing a technique.
But as soon as you're finished throwing techniques, you've got to quit. You've got to let go. Yukihiro looking to spin his man, gets around behind, punishing the belly and the legs, and Osawa is just laughing at him. Takeshi's laughing at him. Better stop laughing. Boy, they're awful close to each other. Takeshi looks like he's a little bit more tired than Yukihiro. Yukihiro fighting in the Sabaki Challenge for the first time. He's watched any number of them, 4 or 5 years in a row, but always a friend of his has been involved. He won't fight a friend. Oh! Left round kick and Osawa laughs again. Then he takes the body with a punch.
No points had been scored in the match, but Osawa with one penalty realized that he was falling behind in the judge's eyes. He tried to step up his attack, and Yukihiro held his ground, answering with a strong roundhouse kick of his own. The young Osawa pressed even harder, but again caught Yukihiro with a face punch. A second penalty, and Osawa was disqualified. After 2 punishing matches, Yukihiro was now in line to meet Patrick Smith in the heavyweight finals. When Steve Pyle withdrew because of injury, Smith received a bye in his second round. So far, he had thrown 2 kicks in as many seconds. He had a 65-pound advantage over Yukihiro. He was rested and waiting.
What is Enshin-karate? Enshin means inner circle. It is a blend of traditional martial arts philosophy and new fighting tactics. In 1978, Shihan Yoko Nininomia won the All-Japan tournament with a blend of power, speed, and innovative technique. Today, Enshin is based on circular movements to the outside of an attack, using counterattacks from an opponent's blind spot. This combination of defense and offense is called Sabaki. It is the heart of Enshin-karate. Enshin-karate headquarters are located in Denver, Colorado, with schools across the United States and abroad. Classes are available for children and adults. All Enshin techniques are practiced with control to give a feel for power and the opportunity to develop good technique. For more information, write to Enshin Karate, 4730 East Colfax, Denver, Colorado, 80220, or phone 303-320-7632. Join the inner circle. Enshin Karate.
When I sing from fighters, their focus, and in that focus is their confidence. He did this much training, so I can't lose, or in their eyes, their body, from their body, I can see their spirit.
In the lightweight final, Nobu Kishi faced Irish kickboxing champion Michael Doyle.
Doyle on the right, Kishi in the red sash on the left. Doyle tends to move in and out more. It's quiet and it's tense here. 2 very talented fighters with the crowd's respect. Doyle's left hand a little high. Kishi complains about it, but it was a slapping technique, not much damage. Kishi got mad, came aggressively at Doyle, and got into a little bit of trouble.
He did. He a little too aggressive. You have to be a little more controlled.
He almost was swept that time by Doyle, who counters brilliantly. He's at his best, Doyle, when you come as hard as you can at him. He is so quick. It's a devastating technique to be able to counter that way. Kishi got Doyle's front leg up in the air, but was unable to do anything with it. This is a very even fight at this point. Strong body punches. Kishi trying to hurt Doyle now when all else fails. And a bend tumble over one another. Nobukishi came in and said, I'm going to wait for my chance. I'm going to be calm, have a mental approach. And for Kishi, most of his fighting is mental. He worries about being nervous, about being able to fight his fight, and he's done a brilliant job so far. But he's been far more aggressive in each round than he has been here against the counter fighter Mick Doyle. In Ireland, he grew up in a tough part of town, and his father took him for martial arts lessons. His father's a martial artist, and he dedicates everything that he does in the ring to his father, who hurt his back and was unable to continue his fighting career. Oh, right hand to the belly. A good one by Doyle, but he gets paid back by a right hand to the chest. Kishi, very quick left leg kicks up. Blocked for the most part by Doyle, but good aggression by Kishi.
The best explosion we've seen from Kishi so far.
Someone's going to have to steal the judge's eye in this final 2-minute overtime period, because it may very well finish with a 0-0 score, no sweeps. Ooh, Doyle's leg up in the air, taken down from behind by the left leg of Kishi in there.
Kishi's patience against Doyle was finally rewarded when he found the opening he had been looking for. He forced Doyle off balance and followed with a clean sweep and controlled punch. Kishi now had a commanding half-point lead.
Doyle down half a point on a sweep and a controlled punch by Kishi in the second overtime has got to even this one up in a hurry. Kishi looks like the better conditioned fighter at this point too. Doyle, nice hard shot to the belly, and that's it. The beanbag is in.
On his fourth try, after a year of intensive training and a night that saw him score a knockout and 2 impressive victories, Nobuhiko Kishi had captured the Sabaki lightweight championship.
Were you surprised by everything, or was it what you expected?
It was better than what I expected. All the fighters were great, every one of them. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I'll be back.
Anything particularly difficult about this final fight?
Oh yes, he was a lot tougher than I thought. So just not physically, just mentally, you know. I was just thinking about the training for this 4 months.
Are you going to come back next year and defend your title?
For sure.
In the middleweight final, Joe Adams, a U.S. Army sergeant stationed in Fulda, West Germany, met fellow Enshin stylist Dan Fisher.
Adams comes in here, again with the red sash on, left side of your screen, age 22, Huntsville, Alabama, although fighting out of Fulda, West Germany today. He's 5'11", 157 pounds, 2 pounds heavier and 1 inch shorter than 28-year-old Dan Fisher. And Adams was impressive in earlier matches, close matches, for the economy of motion he uses and the balance he has. Fisher and Adams were both got to this point, actually. We'll say Fisher got to this point on a disqualification when he was punched in the face, which is an illegal technique.
Twice Fisher brought Adams to the mat, but his technique was uncontrolled and he took no points. With both men fighting in the same style, the openings were hard to find. They used punches and low kicks to wear each other down. Fisher carried the fight to Adams, and though Adams would bend, he refused to break. After 2 tough rounds of fighting, there was still no score.
Fisher's leg kick, his kicks to the gut don't have a lot of speed, and Adams is able to grab them. Adams perhaps the quicker fighter. Another stop technique, the left leg out in front, stopping the roundhouse kick by Adams. Fisher, a master at stopping his opponent's techniques and jamming them before they get started. Adams in his first tournament, not that experienced a fighter. He's been in this for about a year and a half. He's in the finals of the middleweight division. Fisher again showing that impressive kick up to the head. He does it again. Judges will vote. White. The winner. Unanimous decision. First time a champion in the middleweight division of the Sabaki Challenge from Denver. It's Dan Fisher.
The flurry that probably won the fight for Fisher came close to the end of the second overtime. It was enough to capture the judge's eye and the Sabaki middleweight trophy.
The roar of the crowd as the heavyweights come in for the championship of the Sabaki Challenge. And one of the reasons they're roaring is because of devastating destruction of Pat Smith.
In this final match, Patrick Smith faced Yukihiro Izawa.
The right round kick to the back of the head was a good one by Smith. I've got to believe Izawa felt that one.
Uses that back spinning kick, or back spinning knife head.
Smith was having a hard time punching down against a smaller fighter, while Izawa, giving away 65 pounds, stayed as close to Smith as he could.
Ranch hand, a rodeo rider, a kickboxer against Izawa. Studies under his boyhood hero from Japan. Left hand catches the nose of Izawa. Second punch to the face, that will be a disqualification.
The second face punch scored a double penalty, resulting in Smith's disqualification. It was unfortunate. These two fighters embodied the power, technique, and spirit of true martial artists. On the mat, these fighters are the most intense of rivals. They seek that one lapse in attention. They await their opening and strike with lightning speed and devastating power. Afterwards, they are friends and honor each other's courage and skill. In their own way, each is reaching beyond an opponent to a transcendent balance of mind and body. For these men, the Sabaki Challenge is their crucible, a trial by fire. It shows how far they've come. It enlarges their spirit. It is the way of karate to study fighting in order to seek its end, in the mind and in one's actions. For the serious karate fighter, it is a lonely path, a hard, demanding road. It leads inevitably back into the dojo to get ready for the next Sabaki Challenge.